Hello, everybody. Arkansas Minuteman here, 0864. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. It's actually cleared up in Arkansas today. Yesterday weren't as bad as the weatherman said it would be, which I figured when he said we were going to get all this heavy rain and storms and stuff, he would lie again anyway. But anyway, today's topic, I have got three different size rucksacks that I feel like every Minuteman slash prepared citizen slash professional citizen or prepper or whatever you want to call yourself should have. One of them is a small pack, aka a salt pack. Another one is, and they run from, I wouldn't go less than 15 liters, wouldn't go above 30 liters. The next one is like a medium sized ruck, a 3-day ruck, and that will run from, you can run it from 30 liters, 35 liters, up to about 55 liters would be the max I would go on it. And then you've got your larger rucks, and they're up to, usually the bigger ones I would say start at about 80 liters. And if you want your 3-day ruck to run up to about 70 liters, that's up to you. You determine the size pack you need. And the reason I say this is a salt pack is used only for when you're out on a patrol, short duration patrol, or you're actually doing an assault on an objective, and you're out for 24 hours or less. That's really all you need. Actually, that should be really 12 hours or less, no more than 18. And in it, you're just going to have extra ammo. You're going to have food for the day, and always carry an extra ration to carry you in case you get held over for additional time out in the field. You probably want to throw a poncho in there, at least a wet weather jacket. And if it's really cold outside, then you probably want to throw extra warming layer or two in there, or like a puffy jacket that you can collapse down into a really small size that'll fit in there. So when you stop, you can put that on, and where you've got hot during your patrol, you don't cool off too rapidly. On the mid-size pack, that's what they call a 3-day pack, up to 72 hours. And in that, you're going to carry a, you might throw in there, definitely, if you're remaining overnight, you're going to set up a patrol base. You're going to want a bivy cover. You're going to want a poncho, or I prefer a basha because they're bigger than a poncho. They're specifically made to build shelters out of, whereas a poncho really isn't made for a shelter. It's just kind of been since really World War II in the Pacific, right on up through Vietnam and up till today. The poncho has kind of been that square peg that's been forced into a round hole. It's been forced to be used as a shelter by the troops or sunshade or anything like that. Whereas if you get a basha like the British and Aussies and New Zealanders use, that that item is specifically made to build a shelter out of. Um, Inside that, depending on the weather, this is all weather dependent. You might be able to, where you're at, you might be able to get away with a bivy sack and a poncho liner. What these youngins nowadays call a whoopee. Where they get that name from, I don't know. It is a poncho liner. Official nomenclature is liner, poncho, wet weather. But anyway, then in there you're going to have your team equipment, spare radio batteries, uh, If you're one of these who's jumping on one of those Lima 6 belt-fed uppers, you guys may be taking extra belts of ammo for it. You're going to have extra socks. You have your food. You're going to have extra water in there. You may want to throw extra first aid supplies in there. You may want a bandolier of extra ammo in there and things of that nature. But you don't want to overload it. You want the bare necessities. And trust me, it didn't take me long in the military to know that when I got issued a large Alice pack, I didn't need to stuff every freaking thing in there, including the kitchen sink, when I went out on ruck march, because it only took me one ruck march doing that, and it broke me of that. I just seen a video where they were talking about gear creep. Yeah, the gear crept up on me big time, and I was struggling by the time I got done with that ruck march, and it was a timed ruck march. Go figure. So, and then the third one is a larger rucksack that I'm going to say you need to run 70 liters and above. I wouldn't go over 110, but that's your choice because you can get them up to 150, 200-liter size bags, and I'll show you one here in a minute. And that actually was my main rucksack for basically about almost 10 years of my career. That's all I carried. And so with that being said, we're going to start off in assault packs. The first one that I generally go to for my day patrols around here is this small one. It's roughly 20 liters in size. It's got one outside pack front pocket on it, and then it's just one large pocket inside. There is no frame to it. It's got a ventilated foam type backing to it, shoulder straps. There is no sternum strap up here. And it does have MOLLE down the front. As you can see, it does have Velcro on the front. You can add an extra pouch or two on here if you want it. And this does great for what I use it for. I can pack in extra ammo if I feel like I'm going to need it. I can throw a mill in here if I'm going to be out walking the property or walking out there in the forest somewhere for the day. I can throw extra canteens of water in here. I can also go, it's got a sleeve in it for a water bladder. And this carries everything I need for a 12-hour patrol. And if I needed to, I could actually pack it enough to hold me for 24 hours. So that's what I use. And this is actually an accessory to the Recon Mountaineer Mountain U.S. Marine Corps Recon Pack. This system was developed by a Marine Force Recon guy that he felt like they needed a better pack than what the Alice was, and this is at the time right before they chose the Marpat pattern ILBE rucksack. And people don't realize it, but that ruck actually comes in two sizes. The regular size is issued to the regular grunts, and then there was a little bit larger size for the Recon, and the accessory bag for it is the other one I'm going to talk about for an assault pack. So there's that one. Now the second one I just mentioned is the top bag for the Recon pack. It's, as you can see, this one does have a sternum strap on it, shoulder straps. This has got like a hard plastic liner to it to give it a little more rigidity to it. It's covered in PAL/Molly webbing, both sides, down the front. It does have, never understood why, but it does have a zip bottom to it for some reason. I haven't been able to find out why they made it like this, because it ain't like you're going to shove like a sleeping bag in here. You might be, if you could get a whoopee and a poncho liner and a bivy sack in there, you might be able to fit that in there. It's got a divider in here, and it is actually made so you can drop this divider out at the bottom and just make it one long pack. It's got two pouches on it. This one when I got it, I basically got it brand new, so the zipper's still stiff. Inside the front pocket, you've got, get up here. It's got a zipper, and it's got two mesh sections in here. You've got a mesh section here, and then you got these other pockets in here that you can put stuff in. It also has a top zipper pocket, and it goes, as you can see, it goes way down to the bottom. So this, you could literally use this for, if you're running a 48-hour mission, you literally could pack enough food, water, ammo, and stuff in here that you could do 48 hours. Now on the inside here, you can see the divider right here, and it does come out. It kind of uses kind of like the toggling loop system that the new Crossfire packs have, except it's using a metal tab on it. It does have a radio pouch inside of this, so you can carry a radio in here. And like I said, you can see that it's got a rigid back to it. And in my opinion, and you know what they say about everybody's opinion, they're like buttholes, everybody's got one, and from each individual viewpoint, they usually all stink. But in my opinion, this is actually, this pack and the size of it, in my opinion, is really, it's really pushing the envelope for an assault pack. And to me, it's like too big, really, for just a day assault pack. But I'm just giving you views, giving you my opinion. I've used this on my patrols around the property and whatnot. And speaking of which, I need to start doing some videos of that. And this is a shout out to Jay with the Modern Minuteman. Jay, I'm not going to say I'm not going to, but I'm going to try to do my best not to do a blooper like you did on your last video. I wish you well, brother. I hope you're recovering from that. I hope you didn't get hurt too awful bad on that. So that right there gives you a general idea of assault pack and what sizes. It needs to be up to 25. I think that's almost a 35. No, that's about a 25 or 30 on the Marine assault pack there. But that one, the Marines, they're kind of smart on this. They actually, on that pack, it actually doubles with the Navy Corpsmen that goes with their recon units and whatnot, and their infantry, and that's the recon pack. That ain't the standard infantry pack is smaller than that. It's like the main rucksack. It's quite a bit smaller. It's probably half that size or close to half that size. But that one actually doubles as the Gorsman's medical bag also. So that one is, I can understand why it's so big because it's actually in a dual role uh, job performance on that. It is dual rolled in its functionality, rather. So that gives you an idea of assault packs and the sizes that, in my opinion, they should be. And but like I said, this is all up to you. Maybe you got a mission going on that you need a larger assault pack. And you may find at times that you need to move up to like the next couple of packs I'm about to show you. Excuse me. That you have to go with the size of a 3-day pack because it may be because of team equipment you're carrying. Uh, you may be going out and you don't know exactly how long you're going to be out. You may be going out and you may be raiding a place where you're collecting some sort of intel, files, paperwork, computers, hard drives, whatever. And you just need the extra room to be able to pack that and be able to bring it back to give to your intel people. So, with the next one I told you is your 3-day assault pack. Choked up this morning. Your 3-day pack, rather. And they should run from 30 liters. And really, I wouldn't go above 70 liters. I would keep it somewhere between 35 and 55, which is what I try to do. And, but again, it depends on your mission. If you feel like you're going to need the extra room to gather stuff and bring back, and by all means, go ahead and go with a larger pack. But just don't make the mistake of overpacking it. Because if you fill it full, all that crap you put in there that goes out with you, it's got to come back. And now you got a problem of, oh crap, I got all this. Where am I going to put what I need to bring back now? So just keep that in mind. Don't overfill it. The next one I'm going to show you is a herbal stock. And this is the Fact Track. And I've got this one decked out for civilian camping. That's why I've got all these extra pouches on here. Uh, if I weren't using it for civilian stuff and using it for like my Minuteman stuff, a lot of these patches would come off. The 2 front ones would come off, and I would keep the 2 that I got down here on the waist belt of it, because these are really great. And that's what I love, is a pack that either got a pouch on the belt where I can stick a water bottle, or I can put my compass, a pair of gloves, protractors, something that one of them I may fill up with snacks that I can grab and eat on the road, on the way, walking. But these are really great to have for that kind of situation. Small pair of binoculars will fit in there if I need to. I like these, and I got two fact tracks. One's a multicam, and I've got it rigged up for one of my ruck marches, and one of my packs here, I've got it just filled full of crap, just for the wake for ruck marches. I like it. They got water bottle pockets on each side. I added a couple more up here for whatnots. Like I said, this is my civilian bag that I use when the wife and I go camping and whatnot and go hiking. This is what I use, because the wife being a Filipino and being a little bitty thing, and she's had surgery on both her shoulders for rotator cuff tears, so I know she can't carry a lot of extra weight. So I have, being a good husband, I'm killing myself picking up the slack for her. But it does come with 2 front pouches. These are really nice. The bottom one here, it's like an admin pouch. You can put your notepad in here. You can put pens, pencils, put If you got more than one map, you can store a map in here, notepad, just what you feel you need for admin. You can stick it in there. The top pouch, it's just one big open pouch. And up there is where I would like throw a meal in it so that we stop for lunch or something. I ain't got to unpack the whole pack and be able to dig out a meal. I can open that up and bam, I got it. Water bottles on the side. And I would also keep a canister of fuel and like a pocket rocket stove or something like that in here, and my eating utensils so that I got everything right there together and all that. Or I could stick like one of my titanium cups in here with the stove down in it. And then I got my stove and everything. I got a meal and eating utensils right here, right handed. I got water bottles on each side. I stop for lunch. I ain't got to dig in the pack. I got everything readily accessible. The other side, same way. Got another pouch here, another water bottle pouch here. And then we can come down the front. And this is what I love about this pack. If I had to get into it, wham, bam, and look at there, there's my jungle bag. I've been looking for that. You can unzip the front of this thing, and you can get to your stuff right along up in here. If you got, and I've also got a water bladder in here. It's set up for a water bladder. I don't know if you can see that very well. You can see the hose right there. I got a 3-liter water bladder in there. I've been looking for that. Now I know where it's at. But that's what I love about it. This is a 35-liter bag. It will hold everything you need. I can pack that thing out with just food, water. On this one, about the best I'm going to be able to do with this is be able to put a bivy cover in there, put a poncho liner in there, and I can also get military sleep system, U.S. Army style patrol bag in here also. And then I will take a wet weather jacket with me. I'll actually carry a poncho with me also as a cover for everything. And if I remember right, the Fact Track also has a built-in rain cover. So if you don't want to carry a poncho, then don't. But I will carry a basha, and all my bashas are set up with the guidelines and all the rigging on it already. I usually carry 6 stakes with it, and sometimes if I'm using like my walking poles, I'll use those for support it. Otherwise, I'll go out and find a couple of green saplings somewhere, and I will go and cut them down and use them for poles to support the boss. But anyway, back to where we were at. Up top, this is where I would keep the rain jacket at in here, because then I have quick access to it. Anything I would need quick access to would be in here. The rain jacket would be by itself. Anything else, I would have it in a small waterproof bag in here to organize things, keep it all separated out. And that way, if it does fall out, getting the rain jacket out, then I ain't got everything scattered on the ground. All I got to do is just pick that back up, stick it back in here. This pack opens also from the top. So if you are a top loader, as you can see, and you can see right here, the water bladder right here. You can load it by the top, if you know you got something that you need and it's at the top, then you can just open the top and get it out and not open the front and all that. Now, I will say that Herbal Stock has got a really good uh, suspension system on here. The pads are well padded. They are well ventilated. I've got one of their chest pouches put on here so that I can keep stuff in front, which in here is where I would put my Springfield XD 45 compact in here. You never know what you're going to find out there on the trail in this day and age. You can see that we got a really good padded waist belt. A real good. I mean, it's a really good for the lumbar area back. For you all that got bad backs out there, especially in the lower back area, this may be the pack you want to look at because this really supports it well on your lumbar. And it's also on your back. And what I like about this is Herbal Stock really thought this thing out. They left channels between the pads in here. So you're constantly getting airflow through here. The pack ain't sitting straight on your back. And when you get done, your whole back's just soaking wet there. So, yeah, Herbal Stock is a little bit on the expensive side, but a lot of times if you go and look on eBay, you can find these at a pretty good deal. And I actually found both of mine on Herbal Stock and wound up not paying the full price for one. So that may, like I said, anybody that's got a bad back, especially in the lower back region, this may be the pack for you. At 35 liters, you can carry enough for 3 days with no problem to include your sleep system, extra equipment for your team, extra ammo, extra food. For recon stuff, you got room for your binos, your night vision devices, thermals, spot and scope, all that kind of stuff. So that Herbal Stock's a really good brand. I like it. I love rucking with the other one. I got it packed out. I've actually got it packed out for a 3-day recon mission, and I still use it for rucking. Now, my other 3-day pack, and I've got it rigged out for a recon mission also, is the Crossfire. This is the DG3. And I'm putting a shout out to the Prepared Pathfinder. I recently purchased this pack from him. Tom, I appreciate it. I love the pack. It's going great. It's doing everything I needed to do and then some. So I really appreciate it. I have made some additions to it since I got it from the Prepared Pathfinder. As I had some extra pouches, so I added extra pouches on the side. And then I added to the front the helmet carrier right here. Now inside this helmet carrier, I am carrying a British Basha, and I'm also carrying one of the Marine Corps tarps. I use it as a ground sheet underneath the Basha. That way everything's being taken care of. Now this pack, made by Crossfire, which I think now they've upped it to a CF3 now, which now they include a lot of extra pouches and whatnot, but it's got really good padding on it. And as everybody, well, in case you don't know, if you don't need these extra pads on the side of the waist belt, I say you're wearing belt kit, you can take these off and remove them. Stick them in the rucksack and keep them with the rucksack. You know where they're at. The frame is a solid external frame. It's really good. It's really tough. It's adjustable to fit your torso length. It wears really comfortable, and I'm loving this pack. This pack, it is a 55 liter, and you can get up to 70 liters in it. But I think 70 in this version of it is going to be pushing it because of the fact that the lid is actually sewn onto the pack itself. The newer versions, they have what they call a floating lid. It's got the buckles on the front and back here at the back. So the lid, you can pack under it and just pack it up and all that. Now, right now, I've got camo netting packed in there for making a recon hide and all that. It's got plenty of pads on it. It's got pads on at the bottom. You want to run a strap under there and like maybe hang your sleeping pad on there, under there, or whatnot. I don't know what to tell you about this. I mean, there ain't no need of me repeating everything about Crossfire packs that Crossfire ain't already put out here on YouTube, and probably about 40 other people that put out here on YouTube also. But this is a good pack. I'm loving this pack. And again, Tom, I appreciate you selling it to me. So that's one of my 3-day packs. Yeah. Well, that's both of my 3-day packs. So I'm going to get this down. And then we're going to bring in the Monstrosity. And it is another Crossfire pack. Now, like I said, on this pack, I can't tell you what all I got in there because right now I've got a pack for weight for ruck. It ain't really packed for a mission or anything like that. I wanted to get rucking, and I started out with this one, and I just packed it for weight. I can't even tell you how much this thing weighs. But I can tell you that my other Fact Track, it weighs 40 pounds on the dot. And this one right now, this ain't even got no water in it. It ain't got no food in it. It's already at probably 50, 55 pounds, if not 60. But again, it is a Crossfire. This one is a DG16, just like the DG3. It is 85 liters starting out. And I ain't sure how far up it can go. You could probably easily get 100 liters in here. If you're going to be in temperatures and you've got a sleeping bag that'll take you down to the 20s, you can easily pack it in here. I'm not going to say you can't get the military sleep system in this thing, but it's pretty much going to max it out. This thing will be full of sleeping bag, bottom line. But I've added a couple of the pouches off of the Molly 2-pack, sustainment pouches from a Molly 2-pack on here and here. On these is for cook systems and food. So I got meals on the outside, so I stopped grab chow. I ain't got to unpack this thing. It's got pockets all over the place. The very top pocket right here has got a soft velvety line thing. You can put like your glasses in there. Anything that you want to get messed up. I've got an IFAC on top. It opens from the bottom. You can unzip it from the bottom right here. Get that turned around. This is the Big Daddy of all Big Daddies. You can unzip it right here. I've actually got a bag in here that's got using a Marine Corps bivvy cover. I've got the helmet cover on here so that when I go to pack it for a mission, the reason I put the helmet covers on these two Crossfire packs is because I can put my shelter stuff in here and it's not taking up room inside the pack. Also, when I tear it down, if those items are wet, I can put them back here and they're not soaking everything inside the pack. That's why I've done it. So this would be, so it's covered Miley piles. It's actually got a pocket. It's on, as you can see, I think you can see right here. You've got a pouch here. You can actually, that you can put water bottles in, or you can shove like a rain jacket in here or some other item in there. So that is one of my 85 and above packs. Now this, as long as the weather's getting down to probably no lower than about 20 degrees, I can pack this one up pretty good and go out in the weather and be fine with it. But if I'm going below 20 degrees and I know I'm about to carry a bunch of extra warming layers and stuff, whatnot with me, then this one's going to get part, and I'm going to bring out one of these others that I've got. Okay. This next pack, this one is an oldie, but a goodie. What I have here is a low alpine Vector 1 Eternal Frame pack. Now, for those that don't know, the Lowe's brothers both were in the U.S. Army Special Forces back in the 70s and 80s, and they despised the large Alice pack, and they wanted a better pack, and they were looking at, or a lot, by the time they got out, the big thing coming in was internal frame packs for mountaineering, and they got to looking at, and they designed several for the military. And I've actually got one of each of them. I'm a big pack collector, though I think I might have to start getting rid of a bunch of stuff. But anyway, on this pack, it was issued to SF guys, and it was used for years. They're actually kind of hard to find nowadays, especially in good condition, and are complete. Now, this particular one, I bought this one used, and as you can, don't know if you can see very well, but right here, there used to be pouches hanging down here. And in it were the straps. It had a built-in Swiss seat system on it. And this was the loops. There's one on each side that you would hook your carabiner into. So you could rappel with the rucksack on your back, and your rucksack actually become part of your rappelling system. The old boys are pretty smart. Now you could, when they were being sold, you could buy a belt without all that on it. It was just almost like this, just a regular waist belt with nothing on it. I have got 4 or 5 of these things. Two of them had no waist belt system at all. This one was cut off, and I got 1 or 2 that I got 2 in there, and one of those is my original one that I found years ago. But they actually still had the complete Swiss seat system built into it. As I said, it is an internal frame. It's got aluminum stave each side here. It's got an adjustable lumbar pad. You can move it up, you can move it down. The suspension system, you can change it out anywhere between here, according to your torso size. It's got a sternum strap on it. It includes a long pocket on each side of it. And when I say long, it is literally My fingertips at the bottom of the pocket. It goes down the full length of the side of the pocket. You also have a pouch down at the bottom on each side of it. Now, the only thing I don't like about these packs is that on that pouch, yes, you can put a water bottle in it. Problem is, you can't. There's no way to cinch it up. So unless you got your pack packed out pretty tight down here at the bottom, chances are your bottle's going to fall out. Now, a lot of people will have a problem with this. Is this pack? It is built strictly as like one large duffel bag. It does have the rainstorm collar in here, but oh, as you can see, that is the one big pack. Now, I've used, man, my original one, I've used it for 20 years. I actually, at one point in the military, the one I got, believe it or not, when I deployed to Gitmo Bay back in 92, that was the pack I used to go down there with. And actually, one of my other Lowe's pack, one of the other smaller packs, it's in woodland pattern camo. I actually deployed to Iraq with that. They said we needed a pack. No, I had not taken one out of CIF for the military because I knew what I was going to use. I just grabbed that little Lowe's pack, and that's what I packed all my garbage in and went to Iraq in. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is actually the Recon, ILBE. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you straight off the bat. This is a heavy son of a gun. There ain't a daggum thing in it. Nothing. It's empty. But it is heavy. But it's also bomb-proof. If you want a pack and don't mind the little extra weight, it's going to be bomb-proof. And well, just put it bluntly, it's damn near indestructible. No other way to say it. It's a good pack. It's solid built. It has, this is actually the bladder carrier on the back, but you can also put a helmet here and it'll hold a helmet here. Unfortunately, why the Marines did not build in a zipper on the bottom of this pack for the sleep system, I have not a clue, because that just totally baffles me. It does have a storm collar on it, and I want to say that between this pack and the salt pack that I showed you a few minutes ago, this thing goes up to like 2,200 cubic inches, which is like 150 or 175 liters, I think. Don't hold me to that. But I know it's between the two of them, right at 2,200 liters. Not liters, but cubic inches. So trust me, when I say that you can pack more crap in this thing than you can carry, you can take that to the bank. But then again, you know, you go out on a mission, especially a recon mission, a lot of times you're out there gathering intel. Or you run across something that you may want to grab hold of and bring back, you can. Now, like I said, again, this one is Just one large black hole up in there. See if I can get this opened up so you can see better. And it goes, it's way deep. I can stick my entire arm and my shoulder into this thing. It does have the radio pouch inside of it. So you got plenty of room. You also got storage up here on the lid of this thing so that you can put stuff you need to grab right easily and be readily available. I love the pull tabs on this thing. This right here was ingenious. It is a heavy duty rubber on a nylon cord, and you got plenty. I mean, you grab this with winter gloves on. It also gives you carry handle at the top, plus it gives you a carry handle on each side. So when you go to grab it, you can put it on and flip it over. I'm gonna knock myself out doing this. Okay, Jay, maybe I'm wrong. I might make a blooper out of this one too, I guess. Now, what I have just showed you are my main go-to bags, depending on mission and depending on weather. With the Lowe's pack and the ILBE, I can carry, and I've got other bags. I don't rely solely on the MSS system because, in all reality, out of that, the only bag I like in it is the patrol bag. That's it. I can take it and a punch-hole liner and a bivy sack, and I'll be good down to about 30 degrees. I might be a little chilly, but I'll be alive, and that's what you're looking for. And but I got 20-degree bag. I got a 5-degree bag in there that I can get it watered down to like this. And what I do, because it's a civilian bag and it ain't got the toughness built into it like the MSS does, I take it, I shove it inside of my bivy sack. It's protected, it's waterproofed, and I'm good. And I got 2 down bags in there. I got 2 North Face bags, and both of them are rated to like 15, 20 degrees. Here in Arkansas, yeah, I have seen it get down to 1 degree literally on the thermometer with a wind chill of like minus 15, minus 20. But the whole time I've been here, I've only seen that one winter. Now, the last couple of winters, it has hit like 10 degrees, 11 degrees, 12 degrees. I'm still good. Because even with those bags, I still bring a poncho liner with me. And I put that inside my bag. And I do that for 2 reasons. If you add a poncho liner to your bag, you add about 10 degrees more temperature to it. So if it's say it's rated at 30, you add a poncho liner, that drops it down to about roughly 20. And if you put it all inside of a bivy cover, then you could go down to about 15, maybe 10. Now, a lot of that is going to depend on you. It depends on you. Everybody does not sleep the same. Some people are hotter, some people are cold natured more. So that may not hold true for everybody, but for myself, because I'm a hot blooded sleeper, I have found it to be true. So that's why a lot of times you see me, about all I'm going to have is a bivy cover, a patrol bag, and a poncho liner. Now, the second thing that does too is by putting that poncho liner inside the bag, it protects the inside of your sleeping bag. So you get in it, any sweat, any dirt, any body oil, anything like that, the poncho liner is going to absorb that And let's hand it. Let's be upfront about this. It's easier to wash a poncho liner than it is a cotton picking sleeping bag. Most people ain't got a washing machine at home that can handle a sleeping bag without either tearing up the machine or tearing up the bag or both. So that's why I always carried poncho liner. So I have got one more bag here that I'm going to show you, and that is the Mountain Recon pack that I spoke about earlier when I showed you the assault pack off of it. You're not going to believe the size of this monstrosity. When I got it in, and trust me, I paid a pretty good penny for it. And they don't make them anymore. It was put into running against the ALBE, but we all know government contracts are rigged. Somebody got a nice kickback. Yeah, the Marines actually did get a good pack out of that. And I forgot to mention also that on my recon pack, I also found the 2 sustainment pouches that go on that thing, and I got them on there. So I may actually have over 2,200 cubic inches on that thing with them on there. But I've actually used this pack. And I did it one time, just see how much stuff it would hold. I put so much crap in that thing, I could not pick it up. And I actually had buddies that were in service with me. There was only one guy that could pick that thing up. And this old boy, he was really into weightlifting. He was into like professional weightlifting. He ran competition weightlifting. So he was lifting, 300, 400, 500 pounds. He could pick it up. It was basically picking up a feather to him. But I did that just to see how much. And that thing will hold a crap load of crap. Trust me, you're about to see. Welcome to the Mountain Recon Pack right here. It has on this thing, it's got 2 side pockets. That zipper open. On each side behind the pocket, there is an open sleeve that you can run like ski poles down behind. You could, if anything you want to run down behind. If you put a machete in there, there's no way to hook it, but it'll fit in there. Down at the bottom, it's got a grab handle. There is, and that's the only thing that's the only problem I see with it. Is here's the opening at the bottom. Is whatever you got, it's going to have to catch on that. There's another sleeve in here. I ain't sure where it runs to. It runs up. There's actually 2 sleeves in here. And there's a grab handle at the top. I ain't exactly sure what you would put in there because the problem I see is all that stuff would fall out. It does have molly webbing on the front, but Jesus Christ, why would you want to put anything else on this monstrosity? Because this thing is humongous. It does have a front pocket on this thing. It's got plenty of straps that if you don't feel it full, you can strap it down. You can also, on the inside of this pocket, you can unzip it, and voila, you've got access to inside the main pack. Inside the main pack, there is a radio pouch in here. I'm sliding down again. You do have, as you can see here, there is a radio pouch in here. that you can put stuff in. But my suggestion would be whatever you put in there, make sure you can get it to lay flat. You don't want no bulky stuff because then that kind of messes up your packing. This is using an aluminum type frame right here. I'm sorry if you're having a hard time seeing this. There you go. It's got an aluminum frame right there. It's Velcroed in. As you can see, there's another pocket on the side here. Got the two sleeves down the back. And down here in the bottom, you see it's just one very large pack. It does have the storm collar up here, and you can pack right on up in here. Now this one, I have done it. This one very easily holds the military sleep system. Now, it works better with the sleep system if, back in the day, they give you one bag for the whole system. And the problem with that was trying to get it to fit in a freaking rucksack. It did not want to fit at all. Come on, come on, come on. Now, I will say this. When you get this thing packed out, you get it adjusted out and all that. The lid, it's a very comfortable pack, as long as you don't overload the thing. The lid up here, you have got a pocket. This is the Recon Mountaineer rucksack. And like I said, the guy that designed and built this thing, he is an ex-Recon, Force Recon member of the United States Marine Corps. He built, I got to give him credit, he built one hell of a pack, that's for sure. You also got another pocket on the lid up here on the outside of it that you can put things that you need to get to quickly up here. There's a piles webbing on top of this one. Now, I will tell you this, if I have to use that sleep system, the pack I'm more than likely going to go with is this one, because I can take one bag with the bivy cover, like the patrol bag and the bivy cover. I can go and put that in a smaller bag. I can take the winter heavy bag, put it in its cinch bag, cinch it all down, compress it down rather, and do the same with the bivy and patrol bag in the smaller compression bag, and they'll fit in here. And I've still got plenty of room for, I can add in an additional layer of lightweights, midweights of my cold weather clothing, spare socks. I can fold up and put my fleece in here. I can put my Gore-Tex, complete Gore-Tex system in here. Plus, I can put in food, additional water, and ammo if I need it. And there's enough room there. I can throw the United States Army one-man tent in here, the light fighter tent. So it's going to have some weight, but you got to remember, and this is what I'm getting at on this. Lord, back's bothering me sitting here too long. I'm telling you all this is showing you the different packs because you have to pack your gear out. Everybody's like, mission dictates gear. Yes, it does. But so does weather. And that is where you're going to really start gaining weight at, is weather. Yeah, I know the old Rangers say, travel light, freeze at night. Well, that's fine. That's okay. I've done it. I did it for 24 years. It's okay till you get down into the lower 50s, lower 40s. But you get much lower than that, you ain't gonna want to travel light and freeze at night. You're gonna want something warm to get into because cold kills, and it don't take long to kill you. Another thing is cold also drains your body of energy to the point that you don't want to do nothing. You just want to give up, quit, and go home. Give you a prime example. Go there, look at Grunt Proof's video and Prepared Pathfinder's video and the Modern Minuteman's video on Sear Challenge 5 that Grunt Proof out in California just recently hosted. I think it was last November, I believe. It poured rain out there. It was cold out there. And you get wet, I don't care what temperature it is, you get cold quick. And you get cold to the core quick. If you don't know the signs of hypothermia, my advice is you go out there and you learn the signs of hypothermia. You have to pack for mission, but you also have to pack for weather. And you need the weather, my opinion, and I had a lot of commanders that felt this way too. Yes, mission's important, but there gets to a point where you had to look at the weather. And you had, at that point, weather takes top priority. Because if you go out there and you cannot function in the cold weather, you're miserable. You're cold to the bone. Say you're wet and you packed for the mission but didn't bring no warming layers, no spare, no spare thermals, lightweight, midweight. All you brought was a spare set of socks. You just failed the mission because you ain't gonna be able to do the mission. Mission failure right there. Simple as that. And this is something you need to think about and think about hard. So, with this being said, I'm going to end it here because I'm over an hour into this video now. And I've showed you the packs that I've got that I use. I've showed you which ones are my actual go-to bags. Uh, Usually it's the smaller assault pack that goes with this Mountaineer Recon pack. My DG3 is usually my go-to 3-day pack. And normally my Lowe's Vector 1 is my wintertime pack. But I got other packs that if I need to go up in size because I need extra layers because the temperature is going to be colder, then I will go to them. I have no problem. I got them. I'll use them. I'm not going to try to shove everything. I ain't going to try to shove, 110 cubic inches of crap into a whatever a 70-liter pack is. And I don't know. I can't figure the math out on that one. But what I'm saying, I'm not going to overload my Vector pack. When I got a bigger pack that I can pack it all in there and I can put it in correctly in waterproof bags to keep everything waterproof. And I'm going to bring that up right quick. Then we're going to call this a day. I watch people that sit there and they take their bags, and I've got one that I've got it, but I'm rucking on this one, and it doesn't really matter. But they'll put a bag in a bivy sack. They'll wad it down in the bottom of the pack. And I had guys that did this too when I was in the military. I kept telling my guys, put it in a waterproof bag. You're going to regret it one of these days. Well, one of those days finally popped up. You know the old saying, if it ain't raining, it ain't training. Yeah, and it was a ruck march. And this time it weren't all thrown in the back of the Humvee. It'll be fine. It'll be dry. We get out there, you set your stuff up, you'll be good to go. No, this was a ruck in the rain, in the downpouring rain, till we got to the bivouac site. Everybody was wet. Everybody was miserable. Everybody was soaking wet, because I don't care what they tell you, a poncho does not keep you dry. I don't give a damn what they tell you about the old, what we used to call the body condoms, the old olive drab raincoat and rain trousers, and the new Gore-Tex coat and trousers. They are like freaking funnels. They catch the rainwater, the coat will run it straight down your back, and it will run down your back, right down the crack of your backside and down your legs. You'll be soaking wet from at least your neck down. Guaranteed. Well, these guys, their ruck was soaking wet. When they got there and set up their stuff, got into the bivouac site, got everything set up, guess what? Their sleeping bag was soaking wet. Their poncho liner was soaking wet. Their spare clothes they had brought was soaking wet. Gee, wonder why. The bivy cover that they said would protect the sleeping bag did not. They forget water tends to find every crevice, crack, and seam there is and get through it. It will find its way in there if you ain't got it set up right. It was their fault that they didn't put their spare undies and whatnot into a waterproof bag, or at least a trash bag. And that's all they had to do. Take all their stuff, put it in a trash bag, twist it up real good. And when I use trash bags, I take a piece of 100-mile-an-hour tape, I twist it all up, and then I bend it over a couple of times, and then I wrap it real tight with 100-mile-an-hour tape. I've never had a problem. And I always carry the spare trash bag, because you ain't getting that tape off that bag while tearing it up. I don't care who tells you what. It ain't happening. Well, they had a miserable night, because it happened to be a cold night, too. So, commander's like, well, lesson learned. You suffer through it, you'll learn some more lessons. Those two guys wound up sleeping in a Humvee. Well, actually, the medics had brought their Humvee out there. And because it was getting down into the lower 30s that night, they slept in the Humvee, and they kept the Humvee running at night so the diesel wouldn't start gelling up on the truck. So they probably slept more comfortable. Well, I ain't going to say more comfortable, but they probably slept warmer than the rest of us out there in the field in a sleeping bag that night. So take that as a lesson learned. And remember, the best way to learn a lesson is learn that lesson from somebody else's mistake. Don't be a Missouri type person that lives by the motto of show me. Show me is not the right way to learn. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all for, if you stuck around this long listening to me rattle and battle out here. I want to thank you for sticking around. And if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And join us. Go back if you haven't seen my other videos, watch them. Leave us comments down in the bottom. And that's it. I'll give you everything I got for today. I'll give you I got a video I'm going to be doing here probably next week on the layout of a recon team member from the MACV SOG days of Vietnam. I'm still waiting on a couple items to come in to finish out my layout. So hopefully you'll come and you'll check that out also. And in the meantime, as I always tell you, pay attention to detail and stay alive. In the previous video that you just viewed, I'm making this disclaimer that I am not in no way affiliated with any company that made these rucksacks or any other packs. I have not received anything for free from these companies or anything of that sort. I am doing this of my own free will, and everything that you have seen in the previous video has been purchased by my own money.